In football, it's never easy to win a league title or any title for that matter. But not for our guest. He's won 5 Dutch Eredivisie titles with Ajax as a player and 4 more as a manager. He's lifted the crown jewel of European football, the UEFA Champions League, and has also won La Liga with Barcelona. We are delighted to be joined by former Netherlands, Barcelona and Ajax star, Frank de Boer. First of all, welcome to India, Frank. I believe this is your first visit. How's the experience been so far, and what were you told to expect?
Well, yeah, this is my first time in India. I never had the privilege to play here or to coach here as a coach. So yeah, it's nice. You know, I like to experience new cultures, and of course, India has its own culture. So for me, it's a privilege to be here with the Barca legends. And until now, we have a great experience. You know, I heard, of course, stories about India, but also about the Indian people. And so It's very nice to be here. The people are very friendly. The food is great, and yeah, until now, yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
So, El Clasico is the creme de la creme of sporting rivalries. How does it feel to bring that to a country like India, where football is growing fast and Barcelona has such a huge fan base?
Well, you know, it's nice, you know, to play this kind of games, and it always brings memories back. You know, the time that we played the real Clásicos in Bernabeu or in Camp Nou, and so yeah, those stories will pass by these coming days, and yeah, then to bring that to India, you know, to get them involved in football. Of course, I know cricket is the biggest game here, sports game here in India, but football is rising up right now, and yeah, it's good for football, you know.
As someone who's seen football develop across countries, do you think India should consider allowing players of Indian origin to represent the national team, maybe to boost their chances of qualifying for a World Cup someday?
Well, yeah, I think India has to do that, because, you know, to qualify for, you know, a big tournament is, you know, will give you a major push forward, you know, in the popularity of the sport, and you know, you need some kind of yeah, how do you say that? Yeah, that you try, that you have something in your hand, so that you have you didn't win anything, but you qualify for something, and it gives the people give the people proud, and you know, so like you know, in Holland, of course, football is the major sport, but also the women football, yeah, wasn't that big, but when they, you know, reached the finals and everything, now it's so immense popular, so that will give you a boost in popularity, I think. So you have to try everything, you know, to get results done, and that will give you a boost in popularity.
Now, coming back to Barcelona, they are potentially in a race to win a quadruple. Whether they can pull it off might hinge on this week's Champions League quarterfinal against Borussia Dortmund. Who do you think has the upper hand going into the tie?
Yeah, well, you know, Barcelona is right now is in great form, and so I think Barcelona has a very big chance, you know, to win a couple of titles this season. Hopefully, you know, they're still in the running for the triple, and but also like Paris is the same, and all the other. I think Bayern München also to win 3 titles. So for Barcelona, you know, they have to focus game to game, and when they are focused, they are, I think, one of the best team, and also I think one of the attractive team to watch. And hopefully, as the next Barcelona player, we want to hope for the best, and that they're gonna win, especially the Champions League, and yeah, that should be great for the club.
So we've got 2 El Clasicos coming up in the next few weeks. Over the years, El Clasico also meant Messi versus Ronaldo. If you were to define the rivalry today, which 2 players come to your mind now?
Lamine Yamal right now, of course, you know, is doing so well, and all eyes are on him. And I think it's also deserved how he's playing right now. Of course, Rafinha was before, I think the last month he was, if you see his figures, his stats, it was unbelievable. But also Vinicius Junior and Mbappe, those two players at Real Madrid are doing so well and may have a major impact in the results of the club, and also Ballon. So,
well, that leads me to the question that we are almost at the business end of the season, which means conversations around individual awards are heating up. Who's your frontrunner right now for the Ballon d'Or?
It's really difficult to say. I think if Lamine Yamal, is playing right now and will be decisive this coming months, also with goals and assists, he can be the one. But it's the same for Real Madrid. If they're gonna win all the games and will win trophies, then probably or Mbappe or Vinicius Junior or Bellingham will win it. So it depends, who's gonna win the trophies, and it has a major impact in those games. So it's very close, and I cannot give you one name right now. But what I mentioned, those names, and Rafinha.
What about Mo Salah?
Oh yeah, of course, Mo Salah. But he has still, I think, in my opinion, have to show every game the last couple of games in the Premier League that he's worth the Ballon d'Or. And when you see his stats, of course, this year is unbelievable, and he's one of the candidates for sure. But he has to continue, and I think the last games, you didn't saw the Mo Salah that we used to saw, and then people forget really quickly. Yeah, so when you have to vote, then suddenly you think about the last couple of games of who won, the major titles. And of course, the Premier League is maybe one of the biggest titles in the world to win. But if you win Champions League and also the Copa del Rey and La Liga in 1 year, then probably one of those players in that team will win the Ballon d'Or.
Okay, so there's even a chance that we could see an El Clasico Champions League final. How big a boost would that be for Spanish football?
Yeah, of course, it gives. Then you will have the discussion which league is the best league in the world. Of course, is it the Premier League? Is it the Spanish league? And when you have two teams of one league in the final, then probably then the Spanish league will be the best league in the world. And so it's going to be a major boost, for especially abroad. Of course, in Spain, the football is so immense popular, but also around the world, also in the United States, in South Africa, or in Africa, in South America, in Asia, of course, the popularity immense, but it will only be growing. So, it's going to be a fantastic boost for again for the La Liga.